Hey guys, welcome back to Bows Fan TV, and today we're going to be doing the match preview for our game against Derry City at Dalymount Park. Back from a much needed break, really. It's been a really poor few weeks for the club. Um, it lost, or not a loss, sorry, felt like a loss, but a draw against UCD last time out, and it was a disgraceful performance to say the least. Very sloppy, very lethargic. The players just looked like they didn't care. Not a performance you want to see, really. But it is what it is, really. At the end, I thought we were lucky to get out with a draw. I thought UCD had a couple of good chances. Talbot made a couple of good saves, but we just looked really, really poor. No leaders in the team whatsoever. No one that's there to really take the game by the scruff of the neck. Very predictable, really. I think that's what's come of it, really. We're just very predictable in the way we play. I don't think Keith Long's really shown any sign of changing anything anytime soon. I know a lot of kind of questions has been asked of his future on social media over the past week or so. I don't really know what to make of it. I think he's gonna start to get under a lot of pressure if things don't improve soon. Let's say come the end of the season and we haven't qualified for Europe or sixth or something like we are now. I think it could be could be time up, really, but a bit more about the game now. We're coming up against a really good Derry side, a team who are top of the league. The two teams that were probably tipped to challenge them. It's kind of three that were kind of predicted to get near the top. They've beaten Rovers, they've beaten Pats, they beat Shells, they beat Drogheda. I know they're going to be down there this season, but they're still decent wins. Sorry. So they are a good team. Let's be honest, they're going to be up there. I wouldn't be surprised if they went on and won the league, but you know, it's hard to see anything else, really. But a Derry win, I just don't think the players are up for it. I think I've put that in the thumbnail. Are the players really up for it? Are they going to show up this game? Are they going to really show that they want it? Because they haven't in the past few games, in my opinion. Um, at home we could get a little bit of a kick, from the atmosphere, but that Derry team they've a lot of quality. Jamie McGonigal scoring goals. I know Patrick McLean hasn't played the last couple of games. I haven't heard anything about an injury or anything. He played at the start of the season, but I don't know whether he's injured or not. But they still got a really good team. They got a good couple of defenders and Wicks Toll and Mac Janet, and they got Brian Maher, who was a really good keeper. Um, so it's gonna be such a difficult game. you, you'd sell yourself for a point. I know we're at home and everything. If it was away, it'd be a lot more difficult. But just the performances have been so poor, and we're coming up against a really good Derry team. Um, I can only see one winner, really. My team for the game, I'm gonna go with Talbot and goal. Good to see him getting the Ireland team. Obviously, shame he didn't come on in maybe the Lithuania game. I would have loved to seen him get a few minutes. It's what it is. It's good experience for him to be in around the Ireland setup. I'm gonna bring Rory Feely back into the team. I think he had a bit of a nightmare against Shells. He got a red card, but Sam Packham was taken off at half time there against UCD. Didn't really do much. So I'd probably bring Rory back in at right back. Go with Kieran Kelly and Grant Horton at centre half. I think that they're probably our two best kind of centre halves when everyone's available. Um, Horton's looked solid since he's come in on loan from Cheltenham. Kieran Kelly's come back into the team and he's been playing all right, so I'd probably go with them too. Um, I think Wilson probably should have come back into the team. Um, Max Murphy, I wasn't really convinced by his performance against UCD. I didn't think he was brilliant, but I think Wilson, when he's fit, he plays really. I don't know why he keep long with Max Murphy, but he knows really. The tier midfield, I'm gonna drop Dawson Boy. I just don't think he's been playing well this season at all. He's just looked the shadow of himself really, and I think if Keith was to go with Doherty, or not Doherty, sorry, Flores and Devoy, I think we're gonna get it overrun like we have all season really in that midfield, especially coming up against Derry. So I'm gonna go with Flores and Doherty. I think Doherty should come in, get that bit of fight into that midfield, get that bit of aggression, physicality, get at Derry. Troy kind of he'll sit deep, win the ball back while Flores can kind of do the attacking. The three behind the striker, I'm gonna go with Twardek on the right. I know I think a few people have kind of criticised him lately, and I think that's fair. I do think he is kind of limited in his abilities. He is a really good kind of direct winger. He's an all fashioned winger, runs at the fullback, gets crosses into the box, but he doesn't really have that kind of end product. He's not the type of winger that's going to chip in with goals. But he is a threat on his day. He is really good. So I'd put him out on the right. On the left, Blainborough has to start. That's just he has to. He's our best player. I don't know why he hasn't been starting. I know he's just come back from injury, but he should have started that UCD game. It was so obvious that he should have. He didn't. He came on, made a little bit of an improvement to the performance, but I think it's a must he starts on the left. I'll go with Ali Kuchar in the middle. I thought he was absolutely rubbish against UCD, as were most of the team, but he's kind of the only player we have that can kind of fit into that number 10 role. I know Dawson can probably play there as well, but I think Ali Q will probably play there. And yeah, promise up front as expected, really. Score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Derry win. I know that kind of may seem generous to us, I suppose, but some people probably would have gone more like a 2-0, 3-0 kind of game. It could be like that if the performance is anything like we saw against UCD. It could be a lot worse than 3 or 4. But I'm just not convinced that the players are going to show any sort of fight. We just lack leaders. If we had a few leaders on the pitch, I'd probably be maybe a little bit more confident because there are players there like Bucko, like Cornwall, who would help get us out of this rot if we run a bad run of form. They were there for the younger players, but now there's just no one there really, and you know that's gonna affect us this season. If we don't get anyone in the summer with that leadership quality, I think that's something that is has to be a top priority in the summer. Um, we just have to get someone in with that bit of experience. If we could get dragged into that relegation battle. You never know. It's just such a hard league, the League of Ireland. It can just be so topsy-turvy, really. Yeah, one week you could have a great win, a great performance, and then the next year you lose and you play poor and things aren't going great. But you've got two very, very tough games coming up. The Derry game on for tomorrow, which for me is a write-off. I don't think we're going to get anything from it. You could probably say the same about the Sligo game on Tuesday. Going up there on a Tuesday, they're on really good form. They've got some good players. That's probably another write-off. Then you're looking at Drogheda then on the Friday. They're struggling, but it's away from home. You know, anything can happen really. But let's just try to stay positive. Hopefully that this can turn around soon and that we'll be back near the top of the table fighting for Europe. But we're not really seeing any signs of it yet, are we? Anyway, that's where I'm going to end it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you're thinking heading into the game, comment down below your score predictions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.